All right, picture this catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
You need a phone plan for, well, for everything. For jobs, for life.
To function, basically.
Exactly. But you can't get a good plan without a credit history. And how do you build that history without having those accounts in the first place?
It's a really paralyzing cycle. And we're not talking about a small number of people here.
No.
This affects somewhere between, 35 and 70 million Americans, people with thin credit files or just no history at all.
Wow.
And the reason the big carriers need that credit check for their postpaid plans.
The ones where you pay at the end of the month?
Right. It's risk management. They have to assess the risk that someone might just not pay their bill.
So they're basically lending you a month of service, and they need to know they'll get their money back.
Precisely.
So the obvious solution then is to just remove the risk. And that's what we're really digging into today. We're going to unpack all the high-quality, flexible, and budget-friendly options out there for the learner who needs to get connected without those financial roadblocks.
And the main way to do that, the primary workaround, is the prepaid model.
Pay up front?
You pay up front, the carrier's risk is gone, and that credit barrier,
Yeah.
it just vanishes.
Okay, let's unpack this, because when we talk about this, we're really diving into the world of MVNOs.
Mobile virtual network operator.
Right. They don't own the towers, they just rent the bandwidth from the big guys.
Which means you get the same signal quality, but for a much lower price, and usually with zero credit check.
Before we jump into the specific plans, let's just quickly frame what we mean by no credit.
Sure. So credit scores, they generally run from 300 up to 850. If you're below, say, 600 or 650, you're probably going to face rejection or some really high fees.
And if you have no credit history at all,
then you're unscorable, which functionally is just as big of a barrier as having bad credit.
And this isn't just about getting a phone plan or a loan, is it? This stuff creeps into everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's like this silent gatekeeper for the whole economy. Your credit history can determine, your car insurance premiums, whether you can even rent an apartment.
Or how big of a security deposit the power company wants just to turn your lights on.
Exactly.
But this is where things start to shift, right? I mean, we're moving from this frustrating past to something a bit more hopeful.
Yeah, and that's where this concept of alternative data comes in.
Okay, so what is that exactly? What does that mean?
It's actually a pretty simple idea. It just means integrating non-financial payment data.
So, stuff you're already paying for.
Things you're already paying for every single month. Your rent, your utility bills, your cell phone bill.
Which is so frustrating because historically, those companies only reported the bad stuff, right?
That's the crazy part. If you missed a payment, you bet they'd report that to the credit bureaus and tank your score.
But if you paid on time, every single month for 5 years straight.
Nothing. Crickets. That positive history was just invisible. It didn't count for anything.
The structure just seems completely backward. It's like it only penalizes you. There's no reward for being responsible.
It really is. But the research we're seeing now shows that when you include that positive payment history, the on-time rent, the on-time utility bills, it can actually bring people who were unscorable right into the credit system.
So it actually works.
It does. The World Bank is a huge proponent of this. They see it as a critical tool for financial inclusion all over the world.
And now we're starting to see it here in the U.S. The sources mention a specific tool, Experian Boost.
Right. Experian Boost is a perfect example. It's an opt-in service.
So you have control.
You have control. You can choose to have your on-time payments for your cell phone, utilities, even streaming services added to your Experian credit file.
And that can actually raise your FICO score.
You can potentially raise your FICO score 8, yeah. It helps break that catch-22 we started with.
Okay, so the whole financial system is slowly shifting. But what if you need a plan today?
Exactly. While you're building that history, you need to navigate the current market. And that means MVNOs.
Right. Prepaid, pay-as-you-go, that's the path. So before we name names, what are the 3 things you absolutely have to check before signing up?
Okay, 3 things. Number 1 is network coverage.
Super important.
It's critical. An MVNO is only as good as the major network. It's piggybacking on T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon. You have to check their coverage map for your zip code.
Right. A great deal is not a great deal if you have no bars.
Exactly. Second is contract length. Most prepaid plans are contract-free, which is the whole point. But you have to read the fine print. Make sure there are no hidden lock-in strings or termination fees.
And the third thing?
Cost and extras. Don't just look at that flashy monthly price. You have to see what's actually included. Is hotspot tethering free? What about international texts or Wi-Fi calling?
Because that's where they can nickel and dime you.
That's where they get you. You want total transparency.
Okay, let's get into specifics then. This is where it gets really interesting. We found 5 really highly rated options.
Let's start with Tello. I'd call it the king of flexibility.
It runs on T-Mobile's network, right?
That's right. And it's designed for serious budget control. You can literally build your own plan. It starts as low as, what, $5 a month?
Yeah, $5. Now, to be clear, that's no data, 100 minutes of talk, but you do get free texting.
But the best part about Tello is the no hidden fees policy. No activation fees, no early termination fees.
And they have free international calling to over 60 countries, which is a huge perk, plus data rollover. If you don't use it, you don't lose it.
Which is great for budget users.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you just need unlimited data,
You look at Visible.
they're actually a subsidiary of Verizon.
So you're getting that huge Verizon network.
You are. Unlimited 5G and 4G LTE data, talk, and text. And their base plan starts at just $25 a month.
That is incredibly cheap for unlimited on Verizon's network. They even throw in unlimited hotspot.
They do, though it's capped at 5 megabits per second.
Okay, so wait. Unlimited data, Verizon network, $25. Where's the catch? Does Verizon slow down Visible speeds?
They absolutely reserve the right to. That's the trade-off.
So deprioritization.
It's deprioritization. During peak times, in a crowded area, Verizon's direct postpaid customers get first dibs on the bandwidth.
Got it. But for a lot of people, that's probably fine.
For that price. It's a trade-off many are willing to make, and they have a 15-day free trial, so you can test it out where you live and work.
That's a smart move. Okay, what about for someone who barely uses data, just needs talk and text?
Then you're looking at someone like Gen Mobile. Their plans start around $9 a month.
And they use both T-Mobile and AT&T's networks.
They do. Their specialty is just low-cost communication. Unlimited texting to over 100 countries is a big feature for them.
So great for low data users, but probably not if you're streaming Netflix on the bus.
Definitely not. They do offer a 7-day money-back guarantee, though, which is nice.
Okay, next up, US Mobile. This one seemed perfect for families or anyone with multiple lines.
US Mobile is all about customization and sharing. They use T-Mobile and Verizon, and you can get plans starting as low as $8 a month if you pay annually.
And their big feature is the shared data plans, right?
Yeah, you can pool data across multiple lines, which is super efficient. You can also custom build individual plans. They're really flexible, and they have a 30-day risk-free trial.
That's generous. Okay, last one on the list was Twigbee.
Twigbee, another very customizable option, this one on the Verizon network.
And they have a killer intro offer.
A really killer offer.
Yeah.
$5 a month for your first 3 months. That gets you 2 gigs of data and unlimited talk and text.
So what are the catches with Twigbee?
2 main things to know. 1, they are an online-only company, so there's no phone number to call for customer support.
It's all chat and email?
All chat and email. And second, they don't offer any unlimited data plans at all.
Okay, so we've solved the plan problem, but that leads to the other huge hurdle, the phone itself.
The device, yeah.
If financing a new phone almost always requires a credit check, how do you actually get one?
The simplest, most risk-free way is always just buying it outright. No interest, no credit check, no hassle.
But not everyone has, $800 or $1,000 just sitting around for a new iPhone.
Of course not. So there are other paths. One of the smartest, I think, are these carrier step-up programs.
Like T-Mobile's smartphone equality.
Exactly. It's a great concept. If you're on a qualifying plan and you make 12 on-time payments in a row,
A full year.
a full year of good behavior, you automatically qualify for their best financing deals, including zero-down offers, regardless of what your credit score was when you started.
You've basically earned their trust with your payment history.
You have. And AT&T has something similar called Level Up.
That one's quicker, right?
It's quicker. Just 6 consecutive on-time payments gets you a 0% APR device plan.
The one thing to note with both of those, though,
Yeah,
you have to switch from prepaid to a postpaid plan to get the phone.
that's the key. You're committing to a contract at that point. So you've used prepaid to build your way in.
Okay, what about options that don't make you wait a year?
Then you're looking at things like buy now, pay later.
Affirm, Klarna, those guys.
Right. They'll split the cost into smaller payments. And while they don't do a formal hard credit pull, they do review your financial history.
And you really have to watch the fees.
You have to watch the fees and interest, especially if you stretch out the payments.
And then there's the riskiest option, lease to own.
LTOs, yeah. You'll see these offered by third-party companies like Progressive Leasing, often partnered with prepaid carriers.
And the deal is, you pay a small amount up front, like $50.
And you walk out with a phone. But, and this is a huge but, the total amount you end up paying is almost always way higher than the phone's retail price.
Plus, you don't even own it at the end of the lease, do you?
Not unless you pay an extra buyout fee.
Yeah.
The sources really stress caution here. While it gets a phone in your hand fast, the true cost is often inflated.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What's the biggest lesson here? We've shown that no credit doesn't have to mean no phone plan.
Right. Thanks to the MVNO market, connectivity is accessible.
But the bigger idea is how these phone payments can actually be a tool for real financial inclusion.
This is the real insight for the learner. You're already proving you're a good financial actor by paying your prepaid bill every month.
You're building a positive payment history even if no one is seeing it yet.
Exactly. And the global trend, which the World Bank endorses, is to start recognizing that behavior. Countries like Colombia have used this kind of non-financial data, including telecom payments, for over 40 years to bring people into the financial system.
And now tools like Experian Boost are bringing that same idea here.
They are. By opting in, you're taking that history of on-time payments you've already established with your MVNO.
And you're making it visible. You're actively using it to build a financial foundation.
You're closing that catch-22 loop yourself.
So the MVNO gets you the plan you need right now.
And these new alternative data tools give you a way to turn those responsible payments into real, tangible financial credibility for the future.
Knowing where to look really is the key.
It is. And, here's a final thought to mull over. By consciously choosing one of these flexible plans and managing it well, you're essentially creating your own positive payment history, just like in those successful global inclusion systems.
Right.
So the provocative question is this: how might this permanent shift, this new way of looking at creditworthiness, change access to the really big financial products, like a mortgage or a small business loan, 5 years from now for someone starting with no traditional credit history?
That's the real scale of the change we're talking about.
It is. Go research the global use of alternative data. The story is, it's already being written.